The Crown of the South, the Battle of Benevento. The sun rose over the rolling hills of southern Italy in February 1266. In the city of Benevento, King Manfred stood on the stone battlements, looking out at the valley. Beside him stood Galeotto, a young squire with wide, nervous eyes. "Do not tremble, Galeotto," Manfred said, his voice as steady as the mountains. "Today, we defend our home and the crown of Sicily." Manfred was a king loved by many. He was the son of a great emperor, and he wore a helmet adorned with a silver eagle. Galeotto helped his king tighten the straps of his golden armor. "The French army is close, sire," Galeotto whispered. Manfred smiled, placing a hand on the boy's shoulder. "Then let us show them the spirit of the South." Across the Calore River, a different kind of leader prepared for war. Charles of Anjou, a fierce prince from France, sat in his silk-lined tent. He was a man of cold ambition, sent by the Pope to take the Sicilian throne. Beside him, a young page named Remy held a map of the valley. Charles traced the river with a gloved finger, his eyes sharp and calculating. "The bridge," Charles muttered to Remy. "If we cross the bridge of Benevento, the kingdom is mine." He stepped out of the tent, and the sunlight caught the blue fleur-de-lis on his surcoat. He was a man who didn't believe in luck, only in power and the strength of his heavy cavalry. Remy followed, carrying Charles's heavy shield. The two armies met near the river. Manfred and Galeotto led the charge from the city gates. The ground shook as thousands of horses galloped across the fields. Manfred raised his sword, the silver eagle on his helmet glinting in the sun. "For Sicily!" he cried, and his soldiers answered with a roar that echoed through the hills. Charles of Anjou did not wait. He ordered his French knights to charge with their long lances leveled. He rode at the front of his line, a wall of steel behind him. Charles moved with a grim determination, his face hidden behind a grilled visor. He knew that one decisive blow could change the history of Europe forever. The battle was fierce and chaotic. In the middle of the fray, a freak accident occurred. As Manfred swung his sword, the silver eagle crest snapped off his helmet and fell into the mud. Galeotto gasped, reaching out as if to catch it. To the soldiers, it looked like a terrible omen, a sign that the king's luck had run out. Despite the omen, Manfred fought like a lion. He threw off his helmet entirely, his hair flowing in the wind. He charged into the thickest part of the French lines, refusing to retreat even when his guards were pushed back. He was a king who chose to fall with his soldiers rather than live in exile. It was his final, bravest moment. When the sun began to set, the field fell quiet. Charles of Anjou stood on the bridge of Benevento, his armor stained and his breath heavy. Remy approached him, bowing low. "The battle is won, my lord," Remy said quietly. "Manfred has fallen." Charles looked at the city he had finally conquered, the weight of a new crown settling on his shoulders. A few days later, Charles of Anjou was proclaimed the King of Sicily. The era of the old emperors had ended, and the rule of the House of Anjou had begun. While the crown changed heads, the story of the brave Manfred and the ambitious Charles would be told for centuries. History had been written in the mud and gold of Benevento.